Hello and welcome, whether you are returning or joining this channel for the first time. It is so good to have you. Before we dive into today's video, I do have to address a couple of things here. First, it's obviously been a while since I've uploaded. For those of you who aren't aware, I actually had a pretty severe migraine attack at the end of March and beginning of April, and that's why I didn't post any readings last month. I really tried to get stuff out to all of you, and even after the migraine attack, I was in what's called a postdrome or migraine hangover, and it was really just difficult to express myself, and that's actually what I was having before I had my attack as well. So hopefully if this ever does happen to me again, this was the first time it's ever happened, I'll at least be able to know the signs. However, this sort of does lead me into the second announcement that I feel like I need to make. I really do feel that moving forward, I am going to separate the tarot and astrology into different videos for the signs. So I will still be uploading, and in fact, potentially uploading more. But it really just became very apparent with this migraine attack that I've put myself under so much stress and strain, and I've really tried to fit everything into these neat little boxes, and honestly, it's very challenging for me to do, and I feel like moving forward, I would really like to go back kind of to the root of where I began, where it was more of an intuitive style read, while still also using astrology as well, because I do feel like they're both very useful tools that can help orient a lot of things for us. And so I think sometimes too these messages can get just like repetitive, and of course I feel like whenever I do a tarot reading, it's always going to incorporate astrological elements anyways. That's just how my brain works. But I think it's nice to kind of dial that back and just let that more flow in naturally. So that might be something that may not even be much of a big deal to all of you. Maybe it's just kind of a bigger deal to me because I put a lot of pressure on myself. So I appreciate all the support that you have given this channel, and actually a lot of people did reach out to me, ask me how I was doing, and I really, really appreciate that. If you would like to support this channel, definitely be sure to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification. That not only helps you stay up to date with what's in the cards for you, but it also helps spread these messages and energies that you may think be helpful for other people. So they're kind of your tools as well. And I do have a link in the description of this video for my website where you can book a personal reading or distance Reiki session, as well as links for all of my other social media accounts. Hello and welcome, Gemini. I want to wish all of you a very happy birthday for those of you who have a solar return coming up this month. Of course, you're more than welcome to watch this video, whether you have a Gemini sun, moon, or rising. I'm so excited to have you here and very interested to get to the bottom of what is going on. As I was tuning into the energy, I was actually pulling from a couple of different decks for you. We will draw more in just a moment, but the first card that came out was actually the Seven of Swords, and to be completely honest, I wasn't super surprised to see this. Sometimes when this card comes up, there is an element of deception or trickery or someone not being very forthcoming. At least that's kind of the most neutral way of looking at this card. But we have had Mercury, your ruling planet, retrograde through a good portion of April. And Mercury was retrograde in your Aries 11th house of social networks and friendships, as well as your goals and aspirations. And what's interesting is that I pulled this card and it really felt like there is someone around you who just, we're not really trusting, are we? If this is for you, if this is your message, you should probably know. I feel like this person is already on your radar. So I don't want to worry you if this isn't here right now, although it never hurts to look back at the end of the month and see maybe something did actually come through. But the animal cards I got were actually cheetah and raccoon for this person. And Cheetah was very interesting because I feel like there's someone who really likes to have a lot of attention on them. Maybe someone who moves or talks very quickly. Someone who's very driven, almost for the recognition or attention that it gives them. But I do feel like they have lost connection to the why. Okay. Um, and with the raccoon, again, kind of a sneaky, sort of shadowy energy. This feels like confirmation. I feel like someone's just doing something for the wrong reasons. And that feels like it's someone very close to you. What I'm actually also getting to is that maybe someone might even be working towards certain causes because it makes them look good, or just kind of post things that make them look like a good person. To be honest, I'm getting like communal narcissist, which is someone who will kind of adopt causes because they like the attention that they get from it. So it's a very sneaky form of narcissism here. But this feels like, again, energy that you have clocked already. Maybe for some of you, there is kind of a mirror here going on as well. Maybe you have kind of lost your why you are doing something, because there has also been a lot of you thinking about your hopes and wishes as well. What else do we have for Gemini? Show us clearly, please. Oh, it just kind of hit me. It feels like there is someone you looked up to, and you're kind of realizing that this person isn't what you originally thought they were, or what you made them out to be. And this is a person who you at one point aspired to be like. Maybe someone on social media. This could even be a celebrity, or just like a mentor or teacher, or even a creative. Yeah, that's what that feels like. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below if that is striking a chord. And this is past energy, so this doesn't have to be now either. But it feels like someone has kind of showed their true colors, and it's sort of given you a bit of an identity crisis as well, which is kind of interesting because maybe you really looked up to or identified with someone or their story or their talent. Very, very interesting. We do have the Nine of Pentacles here as well. And this is kind of what you have gained or what you have learned and what you can kind of use as a tool going forward. And this is very much focusing on your stability, focusing on kind of yourself, actually, and finding stability for yourself. Interesting. I actually want to clarify. Why is the Nine of Pentacles here? Why is the Nine of Pentacles here? Wow, Judgment. Yeah, I feel like you've had to answer to a higher calling or made a very big decision, perhaps about finances or abundance. Some of you are actually finding your calling, and there is abundance that is coming in that. I feel like, Gemini, you're aligned to something for the right reasons. And maybe the people around you or the people in your field are not. And that's kind of something that you have brushed up against. I do want to say that was probably in April. Could have been before that too. But it's alive or fresh enough to be coming up in this reading. Or there's something about this that is evolving this month. What else do we have for Gemini? You know, we do have a new moon in Taurus this month on the 7th. And, excuse me, this is really activating you spiritually. You might be overcoming forms of self-sabotage. There might be kind of forces that work against you that you are changing your relationship with. I wanted to tell you too, it feels like a very important time for meditation. And I mean, I think that could apply to a lot of people, but for you specifically, Gemini, throughout the first part of April, we are in Taurus season, and this is your astrological 12th house. It's the sign that comes before you. So this is kind of a period of review. It's a bit quiet. It's a bit introspective. So it feels like there's a lot that is shifting within you right now. But there is also something about connecting to your higher self, connecting with your guides, connecting to your purpose. Okay? And your guides want you to know that you will be taken care of, even if there was something deceptive or something kind of unexpected financially. Something will be corrected here. What do we have for Gemini for the month of May? Beautiful. We have the Six of Cups, which is all about healing, reconnecting to your roots, reconnecting to your own emotions, maybe going back, reviewing the past a little bit here as well. But to be honest, this feels like you are reconnecting with the why. I really feel like for some of you, I don't know why I keep getting this, but it's like it's about a guide or a teacher or even a content creator. And it's like maybe there was something that was exposed about this person, but you're still figuring out, well, what really spoke to me about this person? What can I extract? What can I use? How did this person connect me to some part of myself? That feels very important here. And you may be reconnecting with old friends as well, although to be honest, things could kind of be a little chaotic there because we do have Mars in Aries. We do have Chiron, which is a very sensitive, kind of wounded, but also healing asteroid, actually, that will be very activated. And this is all playing out in social groups for you. So take that as you will, but I actually do feel like there could be some healing that is going on for you this month. Reconnecting to what matters. In the world. Yeah, you are definitely on the precipice of something. Chapters coming to a close, new beginnings, moving on to the next level. Very, very interesting. We have the Mother or Queen of Wands, and this is actually coming in as a bit of a challenge for you this month. So this may be a fire sign individual, someone who has Aries placements, could also be Leo or Sagittarius. I feel like there's just someone with a very big ego around you. I'm honestly getting kind of like narcissist energy from this person. I said that earlier. And honestly, I kind of have like ambivalence around that term because obviously like narcissistic abuse is real and very damaging and very traumatizing. But on the other end of the spectrum, I do kind of feel like we're in this sort of almost like a witch hunt right now where when someone hurts us, it's like a lot of people start to wonder, is this person a narcissist? And I feel like it's just become normal where it's like you break up with someone and it's like, oh, this person was a narcissist. Whether or not that's true, I mean, we do all have like narcissistic aspects, but I actually do feel like there is someone who's very in their ego around you, and is at the core very, very insecure and kind of clutching to something here, protecting themselves. Um, Tell me more about this Queen of Wands, this Mother of Wands. The Magician with the Ten of Cups. This Ten of Cups actually did come up in reverse. And the Magician itself can actually be sort of a sneaky figure, but honestly, Gemini, this is one of your indicator cards. I think you're really rethinking what your dreams and what your happiness looks like. You are actually becoming a very powerful manifester, and I think that's going to be particularly true as we get to the end of this month. We do have Jupiter entering into your sign for the rest of the year, and Jupiter is all about luck and expansion, and we will be in your season. So there is a very positive turn towards the end of this month. But it does feel like communication might be in disarray, if I'm just being totally honest. That's kind of happening with all the signs this month, to be real. I think with Mercury, Mars, Chiron all going through Aries together, there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of wounds that are coming up, and people are kind of reactive to this energy. This could be a very conflict-laden month, to be honest. But it's like you're reconnecting with something that feels very essential to who you are. And that actually makes sense with Taurus season as well, because it's like you're connecting to a part of you that you may have forgotten. Yeah, there is definitely a letting go of something. There is some release. There is death. There is something that needs to change. It's so weird. It feels like you're letting go a part of you, or a part of your identity. I keep wondering, like, is this like a cult or something? Is there someone who is like a cult leader, or kind of a cult-ish or cultic? I feel like I've gotten that for you before too, Gemini. I don't get that for the other signs, but I feel like that's come up in your readings before. So I would love to hear if that's resonating for anybody. But definitely very scorpionic energy here. Something about letting go, releasing. And something is changing, and it's like there's no going back. And you had the World earlier too, which is kind of like, yeah, you're going through this threshold. There are new beginnings here, but it feels very abstract actually right now. It's very, it feels like it's kind of in the horizon for you. I don't think you necessarily know or fully see what this is. Maybe you have some sign of something, but there is this turning. There is something that is changing. You're feeling this shift. Can we get a hint as to what this shift might be about? What is this shift about? Animal card. Okay, I got that very loud. What is this shift about for Gemini? What is this change that is taking place? Wow, we have the Sea Serpent. This is a card that corresponds to the sacral or second chakra, which is all about emotions, expression, creativity. And this is a card about being very present with your emotions. So you are going through some sort of emotional transformation or a creative transformation, maybe. It feels like a lot of you have had some sort of guilt or shame that has blocked you from your desires. So that's something that you're kind of working through this month as well. So really taking care of your sacral chakra. And sometimes this is actually a chakra that can get blocked with manifestations, or our manifestations can get very blocked by this chakra because we don't feel like we can receive pleasure or receive the things that we desire. And Sea Serpent really is about being present with your emotions. I kept noticing this kind of like serpent circular energy or kind of motif with the world even. There's not a serpent on here, but I thought of the world serpent. And then obviously the Queen of Wands is a snake here, and we do have the sea serpent as well. Some of you may even be going through some sort of like Kundalini awakening or some sort of spiritual awakening. And when this happens, it can be very jarring, especially if it's something that you're not used to, because it's like you have to completely change your life. You know, that's why when people do Kundalini yoga, it's a process. And there are changes that you make to your day-to-day life. Otherwise, you get that kind of ascension flu or these symptoms that happens when your life force energy in your body is no longer congruent with the life that you are living. That could actually be a thing for some of you as well. You did get judgment, so there is this very higher calling. So I do feel like spiritually you are very, very activated this month. We do actually have Jupiter and Venus coming together in your 12th house in Taurus at the end of this month. This is actually happening at a critical 29th degree, so this is very lucky, it's very expansive, it's very powerful. I'm just going to be honest though, for you, Gemini, like this might be a bit of an adjustment. It's going to be beautiful, it's going to be amazing, but it's like, I think it's something that you should kind of prepare for. There could be a very profound spiritual awakening that could actually happen quite suddenly, particularly with Uranus and Mercury coming together in Taurus as well towards the end of this month. I do believe that is on, I believe that is the 31st of May, so almost into June really. There could be some sort of epiphany or breakthrough. And again, you are ruled by Mercury. And so whatever Mercury does is extra important to you. Uranus, the great awakener, is also sometimes called the higher octave of Mercury. And so it's like the conscious mind is joining together with the higher mind. And this is happening in your spiritual dream world. This is happening in your subconscious. There really is a wake-up call here. And it does feel like an adjustment. But it also feels like a rebirth as well. This is your wake-up call this month. You're getting a lot of them, actually. And it could be coming through in the form of conflict with other people with the Seven of Wands. I do feel like there needs to be a change with the people you surround yourself with, or at least there is a person around you that may not be a very good match with you or resonance for what it is that you want or who you want to be. What else? We do also have a full moon in Sagittarius, the same exact day that we have Venus and Jupiter coming together on the 23rd. And for you, that's your opposite sign. So there could be some sort of change in a relationship for you. What is coming with this full moon? But sometimes, even though this is about relationships and the other, this can also be about shadow work and integration. I feel like that's actually really important for you as well. Because that's definitely a vibe. That's definitely a theme this month, is shadow work, parts work. Oh, okay, yeah, Three of Swords. There may be a relationship that's ending. And again, I don't want this to freak anybody out. I don't think this is just going to take you by surprise. You probably see this coming, especially if you are in like a very close relationship with someone who's been very sneaky or deceptive. It kind of does feel like there may be a sense of betrayal or just someone who hurt you, or a relationship that's just kind of ending, but it kind of needs to end. I kind of hate to leave off on a note like that, so I'm going to pull a color healing card for you. Because I feel like there's just a lot of very big emotions, and a lot of this month is just like letting what needs to die, die. You know, I don't sugarcoat things. I'm not one of those readers, and frankly, I don't think you should be coming to tarot unless you're like at least willing to kind of make space for things that could be uncomfortable. Because I do feel like there is something here that you kind of know needs to end. And you'll know if this is the message for you. And this could be another type of relationship as well. But the full moon in Sagittarius, it's like a close relationship. It could be a partnership, a romantic partner, or just someone who you have like some sort of really enmeshed relationship with or entwined relationship with, very interconnected. Anyways, what is the healing frequency for Gemini? What is the color that Gemini can call upon in the month of May? Interesting. Wow, we have plum. Overcoming your challenges. And this is kind of a reddish purple here, so almost like a magenta. This can be a color of pretty profound breakthroughs as well. But let's read this. And you are more than welcome to use this color in other ways. But I think, yeah, there's definitely going to be some overcoming this month, right, Gemini? Right. Okay, so plum is a color of devotion, dedication, and commitment that connects you to your heart and life purpose. Creating deep bonds in friendships and relationships, it also assists you to stay strong through hardships and difficult situations. Plum is a color of deep inner strength and faith. Use plum rays to overcome challenges and discover your life purpose. If you are facing something difficult, make sure you surround yourself with the color plum. Wear plum clothes, shoes, or jewelry. Eat plums, paint with this color, or visualize it to soothe your heart and soul. Find the gift in this challenging experience and allow its insights to come into your mind. You can say, Divine Spirit, please use the plum ray of light to guide me through any challenges I may experience with ease, grace, and softness. And I think this makes a lot of sense for why this color is coming through. Again, it does feel like there is some sort of major challenge that you are going to be overcoming this month. But it's also very connected to your higher self, to your soul, and kind of connecting to that red and that purple. It's like the root and the crown. Don't know why I did that backwards, but they're meeting, they're coming together. Wow, just lost my voice there for a second. There's like a joining with your higher self this month, and you are going through a very accelerated spiritual awakening, so definitely be kind with yourself. I do want to pull one more color healing card. Any other healing colors for Gemini? Bronze, strengthen your body or strengthen your energy field. I mean, that's pretty straightforward to me too. And going through this, you, again, might be dealing with some kind of physical symptoms as well of something. Bronze inspires strength, wisdom, and love, helping you to get promotions, bringing wealth into your life, and attracting the right people into your business. Bronze also aids in successful negotiations, teaching people to trust their instincts. Use bronze to break destructive emotional patterns, release irrational fears and anxieties, and flush toxic thoughts and feelings out of your body. Very, very 12th house here. Very Taurus energy for you. Strengthen your body. Focus on any part of your body that needs to be strengthened and place your hands on this part of your body. Breathe into it and visualize a bronze thread coiling around that part of you, stitching it together and strengthening it. Say, Divine Spirit, surround me with the bronze ray of light, which will heal, strengthen, and rejuvenate my body. Thank you. Then imagine a bronze ray of light bathing the system of your body that relates to the part of your body you are working on until it looks clear, clean, and vibrant. Picture that part of your body being strong and healthy. So there really is a lot of healing here and working in systems of your body. And I think this card just makes a lot of sense. This is very much about strengthening you, and this could also be about strengthening your energy field as well. It doesn't just have to be the physical body. I felt like I needed to say that for some of you too. But yeah, I hope that these colors help you here. I feel like you are so much more powerful than you realize, Gemini, and you are coming into a lot of power. I feel like your intuition is really dialing up, your connection to spirit and source is really increasing, and that's going to kind of help you go through this transition as well. But it definitely feels like you are in for a very catalyzing month. So I'm sending lots of good energy your way. I do hope that this was helpful. And again, I hope this didn't make anyone worry. Really trust your own intuition and discernment. You're going to kind of know if this reading is for you, if it feels helpful for you. And if it didn't really resonate, you're more than welcome to check out the messages for your moon or rising sign, or there could just be other points of guidance for you there as well. I am sending, again, lots of good energy, and if you actually do want to do a Reiki session or a personal reading with me, you can book that on my website, linked in the description of this video. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Take care, Gemini, and have a blessed May.